Good morning, everyone. My name is Zachary Heinel. I work in information security, and recently I've been seeing an uptick in personal incidents and also incidents at businesses just due to lack of understanding of basic information security and why information security is important. So I wanted to start a series here called Back to Basics of Information Security and explain the importance of information security, why we should care both as individuals and businesses around why it's important to the business. So when we think of information security, we think of technology. We think of specific measures that we take. We think of endpoint protection and antivirus or anti-malware. And that's not what it really is anymore. Information security at its heart is a critical business issue, especially in this digital age and especially as threat actors continue to grow and those malicious actors are growing more persistent and are becoming ever more a threat to average businesses and average people. You know, when you think of the impact of information security, you should be thinking of impact to revenue, reputation, potential legal action against your company if you were to have a breach, or in regulatory impact as well. So let's start with that first one, so revenue impact. Whether it's direct theft of funds, could be fraud, it could be halted operations that causes you to lose customers. The direct cost of a data breach in 2023 was $4.45 million on average. That's a large number, especially for small or medium-sized businesses. That could be even an existential number to where if they have to pay something of that nature, they're just out of business. And that to me is crazy, that most businesses are just ignorant of that. And then you have impact on reputation. A recent survey and study reported that 71% of consumers would switch businesses after a breach. And my immediate thought of that one was LastPass, which, if you don't know what LastPass is, it's a password manager. It's an online password manager that manages your logins, and their slogan was one password to basically that you had to remember and you could forget all other passwords. They had a data breach that resulted in a lot of loss of customer trust, myself included. I switched companies following that breach, especially how they handled that breach and the notification that they did to customers, which was just poorly handled. So you have that brand loss, the reputation hit, cost of downtime and availability due to impacts of cyber attacks. You think of United Healthcare, which recently they're getting in a lot of trouble just because of their lack of care to information security, which made a lot of doctors not able to fulfill prescriptions because they had a cyber attack. And then legal fees. You think of GDPR for European companies, perhaps if you're familiar, but a lot of states are enacting similar legislation that require companies to have a chief information security officer, that require them to notify customers within so many hours or days of them becoming aware of an attack. California's Consumer Protection Act is just one example. And these are all impacts that, I've mostly talked about business, but for the individual, your credit card spends just as well as any business, and you're a far easier target most often for that theft, for fraud, for identity theft, especially with how many companies have been exposed. It's just almost a guarantee that your information is out there, and it's only a matter of time whether a malicious cyber actor takes advantage of that information that's already out there. Between Equifax, Dell just had another one, which was 43 million records of different users that have done business with them. It's not an if question, it's a when question of when you'll be impacted through somebody either hacking an account, stealing your identity, or some other type of information security incident. So when we think about information security and the reasons why it's important to us is it's common for the thought process of, oh, I'm not a target. But the reality is that 60 some odd percent of cyber attacks are against small businesses and individuals. They're not going after Google, they're not going after Amazon. You definitely have your threat actors that are attacking those, but those companies are far more protected. They're far larger fish and a far higher target than low-hanging fruit, such as you or me or other small businesses out there. So this is just to bring some awareness of why information security should be important to you as an individual or as a business owner, and the impact that it could potentially have. If you guys found value in this or are interested in more or specific topics, drop a comment below and I'll cover that topic. If you have specific questions that you don't want to discuss in the comments, reach out to me individually. Again, my name is Zachary Heinel, and have a great day.